and gentlemen, from the Casino San Pablo in San Pablo, California, World Championship Kickboxing presents another thrilling night of kickboxing action. Tonight, the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai Championship belt is being defended by the legendary Manson the Master Blaster Gibson as he squares off against the tough Canadian, dangerous Daniel Dlask. Now, let's go to our announcers, Phil Stone and Blinky Rodriguez.
Welcome to Casino San Pablo. We're 20 minutes north of the Oakland Bay Bridge here in Northern California for an evening of World Championship Kickboxing. Along with my sidekick, Blinky Rodriguez, I'm Phil Stone. For the 13th consecutive year, we're set tonight to bring you the best of World Championship Kickboxing. Blinky, every time we come to Casino San Pablo, they pack this place. They're very knowledgeable Muay Thai fans.
There's no question about it. They come here from both sides of the bay. They come here knowledgeable fighters, and they come to be pleased.
And they'll be pleased tonight. At stake, the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Championship. Seems like anytime the heavyweights get into the ring, this place is a buzz. Tonight is no different. Manson Gibson, he's the defending champion, 40 years young, taking on a man by the name of Daniel Dlask, a gunsmith from British Columbia.
Well, the Master Blaster from Chicago is 40 years young, and the reason why he's been able to hang out in this tough game so long is because he's a very smart fighter. He's ended a lot of his fights early, a lot of KOs on his record. He's up against a young comer from BC, Vancouver, Columbia, Canada, and I'll tell you what, this young man comes in well-trained by Melvin Murray, the great Canadian champion, and he come to fight tonight. Manson Gibson spinning back fists, spinning back kicks. I'll tell you what, when Gibson gets in the ring, doesn't make any difference whether he's 20, 30, or 40, you're going to get your money's worth. You know what, there's no question about it. He's just got all that ring savvy, and believe me, he's fought them all. He's fought them in every country you can talk about here tonight. He's fought them all. Well, they lined up early here at Casino San Pablo to get the choice seats, and they will not be disappointed. Don't go away. Our first fight of the night in just a moment.
World Championship Kickboxing is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Casino San Pablo, where winners play. Blackbelt.com. And the Media Shop of Hollywood, California. San Pablo. In-Sync Productions, Dennis Warner and Budweiser present to you 4 rounds for the IAMTF California Lightweight Championship. First, in the blue corner, weighing in at 142 pounds and wearing black and red, he's from Bakersfield, California. Welcome, Raoul Rodriguez. And in the red corner, weighing in at 141 pounds and hailing from Team USA in San Francisco, California. He's wearing black. He's the California Amateur State Champion, ladies and gentlemen, Rene Basillo. Your referee, John Shorley, giving instruction.
Okay, guys, I expect a good, clean fight out of both of you. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch, close, knock, mouth, fight, good luck.
Rene Basillo, 27 years of age, 4-1. Raoul Rodriguez, at the age of 19, still looking for his first amateur win. So we're set to go. These are lightweights, 4 round of IAMTF lightweight action. Rene Basillo, and the black with the red letters on the front of his trunks against Raoul Rodriguez.
Good right leg immediately by Rodriguez in the black shorts with the red piping. He said to me he wanted to be able to utilize his jab tonight and really work things off the jab to see if he can follow his game plan. There's an attempted jab there. You get inside, you go into the clinch, immediately you see both fighters attempting a knee to the body to try to deplete, take the legs away from their opponent. Immediately, we see Basillo go to that knee attack, Phil. And he looks like he's trying to really set up a big right hand, talking about Basillo. Front kick to the body there by Rodriguez. Attempted double leg takedown. Good right hand landed by Rodriguez and a front kick to the body. This fight starting with a real fast pace, Phil.
Yes, it is.
Gonna see who's got the condition to continue to burn at this pace. Attempted front kick with the front leg by Basillo.
That'll be a slip, says John Shorley, the referee. No knockdown.
Right leg again by Basillo. And Raoul Rodriguez is going to have to leg check, meaning he's going to have to defend. Good front kick again by Rodriguez. Backing Basillo to the ropes, he's got nowhere to go, and then that long front kick just gets stuck out there. There he goes to the knees now.
And that's the end of this opening round. These amateurs are scheduled to go 4. You know, Blinky, it's refreshing when you have a chance to watch the amateurs because they really approach the sport in its purest form. And by that, I mean, they just leave it all out there.
No question, as we see here, Basilio attempting that lead front kick. He's trying to set up the lead front kick, Phil, to come back with a big right hand over the top. They immediately clinch up and both fighters go to the attempted knees. So we see Rodriguez backing Basillo. Good front kick to the body there that he catches Basillo with. Once again here, he's on the attack. He's throwing punches. There goes that front kick really down to the rib cage of Basillo. Right hand attempted.
Rene Basillo of 27 pronounces it Basillo and not Basilio. And his greatest win came just about a year ago against Nikolai Hopkin. He KO'd him in the 3rd round.
Nice technique that Rodriguez has there. He throws a right leg and follows it up, Phil, with a right hand. You don't see that a lot. A lot of times it's a fake right leg, right hand. Here he throws the kick. He throws either a front ball kick with the back leg. Good exchange of punches by both fighters there, Phil. And Rodriguez getting the better of that exchange as he backs the hometown favorite back up against the ropes again.
Good chopping right hand by Rodriguez. Tries to land another overhand right. Can't do it.
Rodriguez dropping that right hand, though, Phil. Dropping it real low. Nice jab off that front leg by Basillo. Threw a front kick and stepped forward with a nice chopping jab to the chin of Rodriguez. Attempted right hand to the body. Now we see Basillo going to the body with some of the shots.
Good exchange again. Again, it's Basillo coming out on the long end of that exchange.
Yeah, I mean, as Basillo landed his combo, Rodriguez landed a nice chopping right hand that got Basillo's attention, Phil.
Oh, what a right hand by Basillo.
And Rodriguez is hurt, Phil.
A huge right hand by Basillo.
Attempted back leg takedown by Rodriguez. He's not getting enough distance, though, Phil, on that takedown. He's coming up short. Whoa, good right leg by Rodriguez.
Right foot by Rodriguez.
Great exchange of punches and kicks this round by both of these young fighters, Phil.
Each of these fighters, Rodriguez and Basillo, landed bombs in that 2nd round.
Wow.
And you can see the corner of Basillo there now as we go over to the corner of Raoul Rodriguez, exhorting their fighters. Here we see Basillo. Big right hand, backing Rodriguez, comes back with a hook right hand. No question that Rodriguez was hurt. I seen his eyes go cross, Phil. And then Rodriguez comes back with a great right round kick. Little more hip, and it might have done a little more damage than it did to Basillo, as both fighters then just tie up with each other.
Every time you smoke a cigarette.
To that 2nd round, and it's stunned. I thought Rodriguez
might not survive the round. And then later in that second round, it was Rodriguez with a big right foot caught Basillo right on the jaw.
I'll tell you, I don't think Basillo's camp expected such a tough fight from Rodriguez coming in with an 0-2 record.
Yeah,
but he came
point.
to fight tonight. Kid from Bakersfield came to take care of business. Has had great tutelage from some of the top people there in Bakersfield. Abe Bellardo being one of them. Right leg, right hand by Rodriguez. Rodriguez really setting the tone for this fight, Phil. But then Basillo's got no problem coming back. But it seems to me that Rodriguez is trying to dictate the fight as Basillo lands a big left hook. And has Rodriguez really walking on wobbly legs. That's young. That's what the youth and condition will do for you, Phil, to allow you to bounce back. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Rodriguez, who took 3 big shots right above us, and then he comes back to press the attack.
Rodriguez eating a left hand again.
Good front kick to the body again by Rodriguez as he backs Basillo up. Left-right combination by Rodriguez. Both fighters give and take, Phil. It's almost like your turn, my turn syndrome. Like to see Rodriguez really establish that jab because of his reach, but he's back in the corner now, and Basillo is really going to town.
A lot of noise for Rene Basillo.
Right leg to the thigh of Basillo. Basillo, good right hand. Jab right hand by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez on the assault here in the final seconds of this third round. 10 seconds remaining.
And this has turned into a real Donnybrook here in Casino San Pablo, Phil. The fans are excited.
What a third round. Blanky, call it. Wow.
I got to tell you, Phil, both these fighters came to fight. You got 2 young bucks up in the ring. They came and said, nah, I came to win.
Well, you got Rodriguez as an amateur. He's 0-2. You got to believe his corner said, you either got to win here as an amateur, son, or your days are probably numbered.
And here we see that 0-2 fighter backing up the champion, putting him up against the ropes. And then Basillo coming right back. And like I said, Phil, it's almost like your turn, my turn, because Rodriguez has gotten off, and then we see Basillo here now go into the body with the left knee, and with a great series of punches, but some of them were looping punches and began to kind of graze and weren't landing as flush as they could have landed, allowing Rodriguez to come back there with a chopping right hand and backs Basillo back in the corners. And what a great idea to come back with that right round kick to the head by Rodriguez at the end of that flurry.
So, Blanky, you're in the corner of Raoul Rodriguez. Your fighter's 0-2. You got 3 down and 1 up. What are you telling him?
Say you got nothing to lose. Go out there and give it all you got. You're in this guy's hometown. The fight is extremely tight, and if you want it, go get it, kid. Rodriguez opens up with that right leg to the thigh and doubles up on the right hand.
Stop Basillo in his tracks.
Kind of sunk his legs a little bit, Phil. I'll tell you what, this young Rodriguez might have lost his first 2 fights, but it's not because he lacks for heart. He's been in this fight the hometown of champion, and he's in the fight.
Fourth and final round. What an amateur fight this has been. Rene Basillo and the Team USA Black Trunks against Raoul Rodriguez.
Nice comment. That hurt him. That hurt Rodriguez. I don't know what's keeping him up, Phil. It's heart and soul, that's for sure, because he took 3-4 punches in a row.
He got hit with a right hand like that in the second round and came back and landed that big foot to Basillo.
Just went down from sheer exhaustion, because I don't think that was a knockdown of any kind. He just sat back. Right leg by Basillo. Basillo looking the fresher of the 2 this final round. But then here comes Rodriguez again, just as I say that.
Jab, jab, jabbed him again. Now Basillo on the offensive. This has been one extraordinary fight. Forget amateur fight. This has been an extraordinary fight.
No question about it, Phil. Both fighters came. They put in everything they got. And this is what you want to see out of young fighters, Phil. You want to see them leave everything in the ring. You as a fighter don't want to leave with anything left. And as Rodriguez comes back on the attack, final 10 seconds. Basillo now knowing he needs to rally a little bit.
Rodriguez on the assault. Basillo is up against the ropes, and that's where this fight will end.
Whoa, what a good fight.
Man, oh man. A sensational 4-round amateur fight.
So far, the crowd is very, very pleased. And here we see Basillo with a fake right leg, right hand, comes back with a right, left. Good hook. Right hand back over the top. Another hook off the temple, right hand. I got to tell you, this young kid took some shots.
Fight fan, get ready.
A terrific fight. That's all there is to it. And there's what's at stake. Rene Basillo had that belt wrapped around his waist when he came into that ring, the California Amateur State Championship belt. Who will leave with it around their waist? Will it be the defending champ Basillo, 27-year-old from right here in the San Francisco area, or will it change possession to Bakersfield's Raoul Rodriguez?
It's interesting, Phil. The fight was tight enough to go either way. Both of these young gladiators had their moments. You got to tell you, as I look over at a proud, Abe Bellardo sitting across the ring, brought this little young prospect up here. They really gave the people all they wanted, believe me. You got to be proud of a fighter, Phil, that you come and he gives you everything he's got and then some. A lot of times you see fighters come in, they get to a mode where they want to just survive the fight, but not here tonight. We didn't see that.
And you also have to believe that Rene Basillo's people, Blinky, said, well, hey, look, you're going to put us up against this kid, Raoul Rodriguez from Bakersfield. We don't know much about him. He's 0-2. I like our chances of going 5-1. Sure, we'll take the fight. They were in a war tonight.
No question, Phil. That's why in this game you got to train like you're going to fight King Kong every time. You got to be at your best every time you get in the ring.
Yeah, both fighters are awaiting the judges' scorecards, and Chris Gregory has them now. He's approaching the center of the ring. He has the outcome of the fight. Who's it going to be, Rene Basillo or the 19-year-old from Bakersfield, Raoul Rodriguez? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision. Judge number 1 scores the bout 39-38 in favor, Basillo. Judge 2 sees it 38-38. And Judge 3 has it 39-37 for the winner by majority decision in the red corner, Rene Basillo.
Well, when it's tight like this and you're at home, Phil, you normally get the nod. I don't think the whole crowd would have been disappointed with the draw, though.
Is Bob Cheney presenting the belt.
Now Bob Cheney putting the belt right around the midsection.
Hey, when you see bulls, Phil, and you hear bulls in your own hometown, that's got to tell you something. Not to say that Basillo didn't give a great fight. There's some here that the opinion is that he didn't win.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, put your hands together for the IAMTF California Lightweight Champion, Rene Basillo.
Here is our first look at Daniel Dlask. He's a gunsmith out of British Columbia. Trains at the World Kickboxing Academy. Blinky, we don't know a lot about this young man. He's 13-7 with no draws. Your estimation, what is Dlask going to do to have to take the measure of Manson Gibson tonight?
He's going to have to do all he can to dictate the pace of the fight. Use that right leg low and high, and then let that right hand fly.
Well, Dlask's biggest victory to date came in December of '99 when he took out Keith Cowboy Harris. We've seen Harris once before on World Championship Kickboxing. He knocked him out in the 4th round. Now, Blinky, at stake tonight, the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai Championship for Manson Gibson, who is making Dlask weight. He's been here so many times in his career. As we said at the outset, 40 years old, but when it comes to age, you can put that whole subject in the locker when you're talking about Manson Gibson.
No question, Phil. He just has tremendous durability, but beyond that, the awkward style of his fight has kept him in the game. And you look at him and you say, what kind of style is that? And that's what's been the hardest thing for opponents, is to figure out Manson Gibson's style. On top of that, he's pushing 100 professional fights, fighting fighters from all over the world, bar none. He's fought them all.
Here he comes, the Master Blaster out of Chicago, Illinois. Blinky, we've seen him so many times. What is Gibson going to have to do besides a backflip to win this fight and defend his title?
Gibson has a very devastating back fist, Phil, that he throws, that he's landed and hurt a lot of people. He's also got a back spin kick that we've seen him stop the great Coban with, and then utilize his side kick to try to also keep his opponent off balance.
Well, he's a great human being. He's a mail clerk when he's not in the ring. Let's go to the center of the ring now and Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Casino San Pablo welcomes you as InSync Productions, Dennis Warner, and the King of Beers, Budweiser, present to you the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai Championship. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds. And now here are the fighters. In the blue corner, weighing in at 180 pounds and wearing black with red trim. With a record of 13-7, 6 by way of knockout, he's fighting out of World Kickboxing in Surrey, BC in Canada. He's the WKA Pacific Northwest Champion and the ISKA Canadian Champion, introducing Daniel Dlask. Dlask. And in the red corner, also weighing in at an even 180 pounds and wearing black with a white. He's fighting out of Chicago by way of Compton. He's from the Manson Gibson School of Killers. He's a former 9-time world champion, 5 of which are from various different continents. And tonight he defends his most prestigious title. He's 49-0 in title defenses. I give you the amazing Manson, the Master Blaster Black Butterfly Gibson. And now, your referee giving instruction, John Shorley.
Okay, guys, clean fighter, both of you. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, knock them out, fight the ball.
Boy, if you didn't know anything else about Manson Gibson, Blinky, 9-0 in title defenses.
But he's also 97-6 overall record.
That's amazing.
Phil. 97-6. He says 3 more wins, he gets to the century mark, and he retires. That's all he's looking to do now in his career, and he's fought them all, Phil.
Well, I hope you and I are there to do his last fight. '40-year-old Manson Gibson looking for career victory number 98 here tonight. These are light heavyweights.
Very unique style, Phil. You see him spinning There's that back kick to the body. He set it up by switching back and forth, and he landed it with the heel. And I'll tell you, that kick hurts. That's one of the kicks that Benny Urquidez used throughout his career to devastate people. There's that attempted spinning back fist by Manson. And he's knocked out a lot of people with it, Phil. And he does it is particularly on the counter move. So as he's stepping away, he lets that spinning back kick, fist flow.
Gibson, such a likable young man, was here at the casino earlier today having lunch with all of us. Smiles easy, very polite individual, just a genuine person to be around.
Attempted axe kick by Gibson. You see him, he'll switch back and forth, Phil. There it is again. He went defensive heel thrust kick to the body and then shot it to the head. Attempted knee there by Daniel.
Daniel Dlask out of Surrey, British Columbia.
Seemed to me like he tried to let an elbow fly there when he threw that attempted kick. Look at Manson. Look at him. Look at his style. He gives you literally no target when he turns sideways like that. Very tough fighter to figure out. And because of that reason, he has stood in the ring for many years.
He cut Dlask there.
He sure did. And actually, Manson took a good right hand off the top of his head. Dlask happy to just move.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It almost appears he doesn't want anything to do with Gibson.
He's trying to offset the style of Gibson. Gibson's used to people coming to him.
You hear the crowd here at the Casino San Pablo. They have seen an evening of absolute let-it-fly kickboxing action.
There's Manson there. You see him almost giving his back to Duluth. There's that back kick there that caught him. He was moving away a little bit, Phil, so it took a little bit of the impact. Duluth faked right there. A right leg and landed a right hand. Both fighters landing shots there, Phil.
Fight fans.
Dlask talked about dictating the pace of the fight if he has any chance to upset Gibson. So far, he's done none of that.
Well, you know what he's finding out, Phil? One thing is to say you want to dictate the fight. The other thing is that you do not want to run into a shot by Manson Gibson. He's 49-0 in title defenses. He's 97 wins, and out of that, he's got 62 KOs, Phil.
Manson Gibson, married with 3 children, 20, 15, and 14 years of age. I like every time we have done a Manson Gibson fight, he has just been such a friendly, just a nice person to be around.
He is, and he does a lot for the youth in Chicago. He'll let them come and train in his gym free of charge. He believes in giving back to the community. That's a unique person. I mean, there needs to be more people that are willing to give back to the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I look up at Melvin Murray in the corner of Dlask, and he's just telling him to jab, 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 leg kick is what he's asking of him.
John Shorley waiting for the timekeeper now. Are set to go round 2. Both fighters will touch gloves.
There we see the champion southpaw, and it's him chasing his opponent, Daniel Dlask, around the ring.
Here's a spinning back kick, lands by Gibson.
Gibson turns regular fighting stance, switches back to southpaw. He goes back and forth. That's how he sets up his back kick. Little feint there to keep Daniel Dlask off balance. Attempts another back kick.
Spinning back fist. Distance just wasn't quite there. But that will not be the last time we'll see that from Gibson tonight.
Exactly.
Let him lead! Let him lead! What you got it, Mason Black?
And Dlask, you know, his corner, you hear Melvin Murray urging him to step up and try to dictate the fight. Left leg by Manson Gibson. And now Dlask decides to move back and try to draw him to him.
Spinning back fist lands on the glove of Dlask.
Looks like the left nostril of the champion Manson Gibson's bleeding. Must have been from the right hand in the first round. It's rare to see Gibson get caught flush with a shot. Attempted side kick there. Just missed.
I think Gibson's content to let Dlask just slow down, feeling Dlask not going to be able to circle for 5 rounds. Just got to wait for him to slow down and then pick the opponent apart. Oh, what a side
again,
kick.
but Dlask was moving away again. And remember, the champion, a lot of experience. That begins to drain a fighter, Phil. That experience that he brings with him. You see him moving, switching. Dlask very happy to clinch up and start trying to drive the knees to the body of Manson Gibson.
Right above us here.
Right leg by Manson.
Final seconds of this second round, and this standing room only crowd here at Casino San Pablo becoming impatient here. They want to see a little more action from the world champion.
This is a fight town, and they want to see a fight. The bottom line. Melvin Murray, they're talking to Daniel Dlask, and he's telling him, come on now. You got to make a fight of this. You're fighting the champion. You can't win the title going backwards. Here we see Gibson again with that back kick. It didn't land. He tried a defensive thrust kick to keep Dlask off him. Dlask coming in. Nothing really solid landed, but that back fist there, grazing off the top of the head of Daniel Dlask.
There's the spinning back kick again, landing on the rib cage of Dlask. But Blinky, as you appropriately described, Dlask was moving away from the thrust of that kick, so not a lot of damage, if any, done.
Gentleman inside the ring there with Manson Gibson, Yuki Horiyushi. You can't see him, he's kind of short, but he's there putting the mouthpiece in. Yuki Horiyushi's been around many, many years, been in the corner with many a great fighter. Matter of fact, Yuki Horiyushi was a tremendous competitor out of Japan. They called him the Little Piston.
The Little Piston, Yuki Horiyushi.
The new fights for K1. The battle continues at the Basillo on August 11th in Las Vegas. That's K1. The battle continues August 11th in Las Vegas.
We're set to go. Round 3 action. I look for Gibson to get a lot busier here in this 3rd round.
So do I, Phil. Looks like he's got that look on his face. Seems to me like this young Canadian fighter is very intimidated. as he just backs away, reluctantly throws kicks. Manson Gibson, he'll just lash out at you like a, like a cobra. I've seen him stop many fighters that way, Phil, and I think that's what the younger Daniel, he's just, seems to be an autonomy, just moving away. He cannot win the title this way, no question.
Now Gibson, you saw there flirting with the axe kick, did not have the distance on Dlask.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. Harder, stop blocking. Come on. Behind the cap.
Right leg left hook by the champion. Didn't land. Dlask carried those hands up nice and high, Phil. And he's looking for the back kick. He's looking for the spinning back fist. He's watched a lot of film, you can tell. But it does make for a boring fight, and that's why.
Whoa, big right hand.
Over the top. Drew him towards him. Good front kick to the body. See, Manson wants him to come to him. 3 times. 3 kicks and a spinning back fist by Manson Gibson. Front ball kick jab by Gibson. Now he's got Daniel Dlask looking to come to him, and that's what he wants. He wants him to come to him. Right leg by Manson as he's backing away. Daniel Dlask just happy to come in and clinch up and try to knee. There he's trying to go high, but it's not working. Talking to Daniel Dlask, he's saying, Phil, that his best fighter, the fighter he most respects, is Peter Aerts. Peter Aerts from the Netherlands, that has put a lot of people to sleep, and that's who his idol is.
Well, 3 rounds down. Set now for round 4. And Blinky, I'm a bit surprised, quite honestly, that we have not seen more from Gibson thus far.
Well, I don't know what it is. Here we see him coming over the top with a right hand, really grazing the chin of Dlask. There he doubles, triples up on that right leg, steps away and goes right into a spinning back fist that didn't have the distance or the timing. But at the same time, Phil, you got to remember when you're in the ring, it's hard to fight an opponent that's moving away from you all the time.
Yeah, you bet.
Especially when your style is a style that you want to draw people to you when you're a counter fighter yourself. Yeah. So what I'm seeing in the champion is that he's trying to push the fight, but because his style is to be countering, he's doing that's all he can do. That's his offense, because he's a defensive fighter.
Yeah, that's right.
He expected this young buck to come out and just come to him, and that's not happening.
Of the rarest coins in the world.
Round 4 upcoming. Manson Gibson already up off of his stool. He wants to get it on. Now Dlask is up. Gibson and Dlask set to begin battle in round 4. Manson Gibson, the defending IKKC World Light Heavyweight Muay Thai champion. Danny Dlask with a record of 13-7 is the Canadian.
That hurt him.
Ouch.
That hurt him. That's it.
That's over.
That's it. That back kick. I told you that was a powerful kick. And if you land that with the right distance and the right thrust, with the heel of the foot, the fight's over. I think why the people are booing is because he tapped gloves, and when he tapped gloves, he hit him with the back kick. But Phil, in this game, you got to watch yourself at all times.
That's right. That's right.
You can't come out touching gloves. You're a professional fighter, Phil.
Melvin Murray is very unhappy. He shouted an obscenity out at Manson. Thought it was a cheap shot.
It's a tough game, Phil. It's a tough game. That was a body shot. That was a spinning back kick to the ribs. I wouldn't be surprised if he fractured a rib. I'd like to see that again on the slow-mo.
Melvin Murray.
You see him there reaching out there, and then boom, there goes the back kick right under the floating rib, and you see Dlask just go to the canvas. That shot there just stopped him in his track.
Nothing illegal about that whatsoever. Oh, Daniel Dlask is up on the chair now. That's a good sign. Obviously, he's on the stool.
And the only reason why I could think that the Manson Gibson tapped gloves to land that shot, he had an opponent that was running all over the ring, was looking to get the distance, and once again he did it, Phil. It's a tough game.
Now you be the judge at home. You'll watch the beginning of round 4.
Here they come out, Phil. They go to tap gloves and right into a spin kick, right to the body, and it's over.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know, it's a tough game, Phil. You got to be ready at all times. You can't let your guard down for a second. And there's that shot with the heel of the foot. A lot of spinning back kicks, Phil. You see it land with the toes. The toes ain't going to do the damage. It's the heel that does the damage. And there, in that case, he landed it flush.
Off the stool. Apparently he's all right. So a lot of controversy here at ringside right now. Manson Gibson, we were just commenting at the end of round 3 that it really was a performance by Gibson, not one of his best. Gibson was having trouble finding Dlask throughout the fight. Daniel was content really to move left and right all around the perimeter of the ring. And it was a situation, quite honestly, where Manson Gibson was trying everything he could to find his opponent. He finally found him. They touched gloves at the start of round 4, and that was the end. Manson Gibson, his 98th win, his 50th consecutive title defense. An incredible ring record, be it boxing, kickboxing, or Muay Thai. Manson Gibson, at the age of 40, runs his record to 98-6, his 50th consecutive title defense here at Casino San Pablo in Northern California. Daniel Dlask appeared to have been fighting fairly well, if not more of a ghost-type fighter than anything else. He was hard to find. Gibson really chased him around the ring for 3 rounds and really couldn't do much at all. Landed a couple of spinning back fists, a couple of spinning back kicks, one side kick that I remember in the second round. But other than that, it was a situation where Gibson just could not find the Canadian champion. Let's go to the center of the ring and Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee John Sorley stops the fight 5 seconds into the 4th round as the fighter was unable to continue due to a kick. The winner by knockout, Manson Gibson.
Yeah, you hear the Bluebirds. Melvin Murray still screaming across the ring at Gibson. Now Dlask is hollering something at the world light heavyweight champion.
Dlask.
Now Manson Gibson is the winner. Let's go to Blinky Rodriguez.
Manson, I know you're on a task to hit 100 victories.
That was my 98th.
That was number 98 for you.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. You came out and it looked like you went to tap the glove of your opponent. You hit him with a nice back kick to the body.
Supposed to protect yourself at all time. When the bell rings, protect yourself at all time.
Well, that's exactly what I was saying from the commentary booth, that this is a tough game. Everybody that gets in the ring is professionals, and you do have to be ready at all time. There's no question that this young guy was just seemed to be moving more from you. It looks like he was fighting. You're a counter fighter, and you were really having to struggle to chase him.
It was, and it was very difficult for me to set a pace or rhythm. So there wasn't no need in wasting energy. So I was just waiting for the right moment to either throw the back fist, the hook kick, or the short back kick. That was a powerful kick.
I understand.
And when he went down, he just couldn't get up, and that's the name of the game.
And that is a very powerful kick, especially when you land with the heel of the foot. That's the exact kick Benny the Jet used many times to stop a lot of people. Manson, that's number 98. I respect you not only as a fighter, but as a human being, and I look forward to being there when you win your 100th fight.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank NSYNC, and God bless all the world and all the poor people. Thank you.
Great.
All right, Blinky, thank you very much. Well, you heard Manson Gibson talk about it. Now let's send it back up. Blinky's got Daniel Dlask. Blink.
Daniel, I know you're not pleased with the way that fight. Did you see the spinning back kick coming?
No, he touched my gloves, and it was a cheap shot. I mean, I was there thinking they were just going to touch gloves and you know, get ready, and he just kind of used it as to get a cheap kick in. Watch the replay. Yeah. Watch the replay.
I seen the replay. I called the fight, Daniel, but one thing that I can't help but allude to is that we're professionals. You come in the ring, there's a thing they say you got to protect yourself at all times. I'd seen you reacted. You put your hands up high to defend, but the kick just came right under your elbow.
I see it as a cheap shot. I mean, we came out there and we touched gloves and right away took advantage of a weak moment.
Let me ask you this. Would you look to fight him again?
Yes, I would. I'd like a rematch.
You would like a rematch? Okay, Daniel.
This time I won't be touching his gloves. That's for damn sure. I said this time I won't be touching his gloves. That's for damn sure.
Okay, well, I know it's going to be a long trip back to Canada. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you come back out here and fight for the title again.
I hope there's more respect, you know. Next time I fight this guy, he doesn't show any respect. He took it as a cheap shot. When respectfully touching gloves, we're going to start the next round, and he used that as a cheap shot. And that's all I got.
Well, there you heard it. I'm going to send it back to you, Phil.
All right, Blinky, thank you very much. Well, we're going to show it to you one more time. There's the touching of the glove. Dlask prepared for that spinning back fist and the spinning back kick, but the kick came in. Good enough to win, and that's what you have to do. You have to win when you're a champion, when you're not at your very best.
I'm telling you, Phil, that spinning back kick has worked for Manson Gibson at least 40 KOs of his career. We've seen him do it to Coban, the great Thai fighter.
Yes,
We've seen him do it to many fighters. I mean, the reality is he got caught.
Well, don't go away. We're returning in just a moment. Very quiet casino, San Pablo, right now, Blinky, but not too many minutes ago. This place was alive. It was standing room only, and they were roaring. Another evening of World Championship Kickboxing.
It was crackling here in the Bay Area. I got to tell you, people standing, yelling, screaming. It was a great night of kickboxing.
Yeah, it really was. Set off by the IKKC World Light Heavyweight Championship bout pitting the defending champion, Manson, the Master Blaster Gibson, against a Canadian by the name of Danny Dlask. We didn't know much about Danny before he came into this fight, but I think Gibson might have had a better shot at defending his title, even though he did win this fight, had he come in with track shoes on.
Well, I got to tell you, the opponent came in tonight. Manson Gibson's fight is a fight of he's more of a counter fighter.
Yeah.
He had to take the offense and try to pursue and press the action. As a result, you know, he had to use and summons up all of his skills and experience. Yeah. And, it was a semi-controversial ending, at least by the reaction of the crowd. But, you got professionals. The blaster caught him with a spinning back kick with the heel of the foot. It isn't the first person he's ever stopped with that spinning back kick, believe me. And that ended the fight.
And Blinky, they came out, they touched gloves at the beginning of each one of those 4 rounds, but you saw at the beginning of that 4th and final round, they touched gloves. Manson began to swing into his spinning back kick, and Dlask began to prepare himself. Problem was, Gibson caught him up under his elbows. As far as I'm concerned, and certainly as far as Manson Gibson is concerned, not a dirty kick at all.
Well, I got to tell you, that's an educated right leg.
Yes,
We've seen Dlask cover up, really, and the kick still came right up under his elbow. Granted, they were touching gloves, but once again, when you're a professional and you're in this ring, you protect yourself at all times. I feel for the young Canadian. I hope him well in his future, but I hope also that he learns from this fight.
Well, Dlask is screaming rematch. Manson Gibson says, I'm not looking back. I'm going forward after career wins number 99 and number 100. Don't go away. It was a great night of World Championship Kickboxing. I'm Phil Stone for Blinky Rodriguez. We'll see you next time.
World Championship Kickboxing has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beer.